Hello and welcome. This is Lagos Parliament and I am Abimbola Agbibi. Last week we told you about plans by the state government to own 2 more universities, which of course brings the number of universities owned by the state to 3. Now the 2 bills expected to bring that dream to reality were recently passed by the lawmakers. Let's take you on a journey on how it all started. After months of deliberations on the bills to establish 2 more universities in Lagos, the bills have scaled third reading and were subsequently passed by the lawmakers on the 29th of December 2021. The lawmakers had worked closely with the executive arm of government in bringing to reality the dream of an improved access to quality tertiary education in the state. As stated in the bill, the intention was to upgrade the Lagos State Polytechnic, Ikorodu, to the University of Science and Technology, while the 2 state-owned colleges of education, Adeniran College of Education, Otto Ijaniki and Michael Otedola College of Primary Education, Noforija Ekpe, would be upgraded to universities of education. Tokunbo Wahab is the special advisor to the state governor on education. He gave more insight into the decision to create the 2 additional universities in Africa's fastest growing mega city. The move by the state government also marks an end to the disparity between university and polytechnic graduates in the labor markets.
The starting point will be to thank Mr. Governor. He's the visionary. And thank the Deputy Governor. The Governor made it very clear that, look, if you look at the numbers through the years, enrollment is dropping on a yearly basis with these institutions, and we have to find a lasting solution to it. Secondly, there is this unnecessary discrimination against HND holders in the market, even in public service. Bimbola, you come into public service with HND, you have a cap. You can't be a PAMSEC unless you go for a conversion, 2 years conversion, 6 semesters in a place like LASU. Then we have UTME coming up with a policy that the best of our students will go to university, second best will go to polytechnics, while the last of them, the worst of them, will be picked up by the colleges of education. Lastly, we have one university. We have a 22 million population. That university is LASU. LASU's carrying capacity is not enough for all the applicants that come yearly. LASU can only take 10% of the applicants that come to LASU yearly, which invariably leaves us with a shortfall. And annually, the shortfall increases. So at that point, we said, okay, let us find a way around this. What are the options? The first option is, let us have a University of Science and Tech. Transmit the Polytechnic, they have all the infrastructure, they have the personnel ready to go. They have about 57, 58 PhD holders in Lagos Poly. Let us make them a University of Science and Tech. Whilst the 2 other colleges of education, the one at Ijaniki, that's 60-something-year-old, and the one at Mokoped for primary education, we fuse them into one, and then we have 2 campuses. And that was how we started the journey. People have their fears of, will I lose my job? I've been a big fish in this small pond. How do I relate in this big ocean? We have to reassure them that there will be a transition period for everything we do. The way it's planned and structured, now we've gotten the bills. AUC is waiting for us. Once Mr. Governor assents to it, we take it to Abuja and we have a recognition, then we start the implementation. Before then, we've made it clear to all of them, there will be a transition period. Each and every school will graduate the students that are there, while the university will be running at the same time. But you can't admit anybody anymore because we've upgraded you. But the students that are there, you have to graduate them. Now also there will be the implementation as per, take for instance, the University of Education, 2 campuses. Now the House is saying, put the main campus at Ijaniki. Then the other campus will be at Noforija Ekpe. We also need to find a way to balance out the equity and fairness so that people on that side of Lagos will not feel shortchanged that, oh, we are not happy because they're going to treat us the way they treated the last one next. No. This is a brand new university, starting afresh, just like a new child, tabularized, clean, holy. And then for the Polytechnic, it's going to be easier for us. They have their campus in place, they have their structure in place. We just have to upgrade and then find a way to balance out the lecturers and then reclassify them. Because the peak for you as a lecturer in the Polytechnic is chief lecturer. That's not the peak for a university system. And then that transition period will also help them move the right way and the right path. Lagos has been employing teachers. How many NC graduates have we employed? The benchmark is B.Ed. That means there's a market already. Lagos alone, you have 18,000 private schools or more registered that we know. I know we have over 40,000 in all. There's a market in Lagos. Why can't you prepare them in a specialized university of education where you can take care of specialized curriculum and bring them to that specialized market where the market is waiting for them? Now, for the Polytechnic, I've heard people say, but it's not that bad. It is so bad. We all know it. I just give you an example of, you come to a public service, as a civil servant with HND. Without conversion, you can't exceed level 14. So you can't be PS. You can't get to the pinnacle of your career as a civil servant. So those concerns will be addressed by this institution because they are specialized institutions. How will you feel? Lagos is embarking on a rail project, the blue line that will run from Marina to Koko, the red line that will run from Marina to Alagbado Access. And then you have an institution that cannot train those hands that will be needed. That's why you need a specialized university like University of Science and Tech. And that's what we're going to be offering the state. You have a 22 million growing population. You have just one university. That university with a 10% carrying capacity of those that apply annually. You must find a lasting solution. Don't forget, in all this we are saying, we give subvention to these institutions, even when they don't even have enough students. And then I have less than 3,500 students. And I know how much you give them annually per month as their monthly subvention. The one in Ekpe, not for Ekpe, less than 2,000 students. And we're running that system with taxpayers' money. Now, we are going to make them work for the money, add value to the citizens. And it's a lame narrative, with due respect, to say that you won't prepare for a market because that market is not there now. When the market comes, what will you do? You need to prepare your citizens for it, and that's what we're doing, preparing them for the 21st century Lagos. To a large extent, I will thank the governor for buying into that vision that this is a way to solve this problem. And then thank him for believing in it. And I thank the Speaker of the House, because one thing is for the executive to come with a bill that this is what we think we should do for our citizens. It's a different kettle of fish for the House to agree with you and buy into it. The Speaker, the Right Honourable Mudashiru Ajayi Obasa, expeditiously granted these bills acceptance. And then I thank members of the House. 40 members agreed, and I thank especially the chairman tertiary in the House, Honorable Ajani Olabi. And I'm not blowing his trumpet because I want to humor him. I'm saying this, I've never seen, and I'm being very honest with you, I've never seen a man as passionate as that when it comes to education for our citizens. I thank him so well, and collectively they battered this new vision.
The Committee on Education, Tertiary Institutions.
For the Chairman House Committee on Education, the move to upgrade the 3 institutions is the best made so far in the history of the state.
Well, they say you learn something new every day. I was an educator for over 6 years myself as a teacher, but going into the nitty-gritties of the law that makes an institution. I had no idea. I have a newfound appreciation for the work I did in the past and for the work that my superiors did as the people who ran these institutions. It's an incredibly difficult job, incredibly thankless from their parts. And I believe those that are involved in Lagos State's education system at the moment, the essay on education, fantastic person, very, very passionate. Honorable Tokubo Wahab, very, very passionate about these bills, very passionate about education in the States. I think these people, he and his team, they are really looking to do wonderful things for us, and I think we should be expecting great things from Lagos State moving forward.
This is the Lagos State Polytechnic, Ikorodu. By the bill passed into law, the institution is expected to take on the name, the University of Science and Technology. Our visit here gave us the opportunity to feel the pulse of the school rector, Oluremi Olaleye, who stated the institution's readiness for the upgrade that is about to take place here.
Yes, we are. From the beginning, ab initio, this Lagos State Polytechnic itself had always nursed the ambition to become a university. We have set up several committees in the past that did not see the light of the day. So when the government, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu administration came up with the idea to transform Lagos State Polytechnic to a university, we had no option than to jump into the mission, and we are part of it to date. I thank them. I thank Mr. Speaker, Right Honorable Mudashir Obasa, for a job well done. I thank the chairman of the Committee on Education, Mr. Wolabi Ajani. I thank him so much to have put a lot of, they put in the effort as if they were all educationists. You know, when you see professors, provosts, rectors, vice chancellors meeting together to discuss issues thoroughly, you know, we couldn't have anything less than that.
Here is the 62-year-old Adeniran Ogunsanya College of Education, Oto Ijaniki, which has just been upgraded by the bill passed by the lawmakers and which awaits the governor's assent. The institution and Michael Otedola College of Primary Education in Ekpe are now to be merged and referred to as the Lagos State University of Education. The school provost, Bilikis Bidemi Idowu, appears excited about the new status the institution is about to take on.
Yeah, it gladdens us because indeed this college has been on it for the past 20 years. The bill had been on, the desire to become a university had been on for close to 20 years because this is a college of not less than 63 years old. It's a 63-year-old college. And we have all our products in different places. They are captains of industries. They are managers. There are commissioners, even governor, commissioner of police. We have products who have grown to that level. And so at the time we thought that, okay, this college can be transmuted to a university, awarding degree in Bachelor of Education in all the courses. And we are glad that government also was interested. And the good thing about this present government of Sanwo-Olu is that he pays attention to education and health. You will see in all his things, when it comes to the issue of education, he's so passionate about it. We have been properly funded. We ask for things and he readily gives us. It goes to show that he has passion for education because it is only a state or a country who invests so much in education that can have its economy grow well. So he did that for us, and the bill was passed eventually, and he will be giving his assent soon. When they say that graduates are churned out every year and they are not gainfully employed, for us as a teacher institution, the teaching profession is the only sustainable employment. You see people graduating in banking and finance, philosophy, all kinds of those lucrative, in quotes, lucrative degrees. And they come back to the classroom. because there are no other jobs except teaching. Now, if you now start right at time to read education, it means right from the outset, you have chosen to teach. And if you have chosen to teach, then it means there is a ready market for you. We are going to have a system that will thrive. Indeed, we will be rejecting students by the time we transmute. Because all those who shop for all these very juicy courses, we have cause to say, oh, at least I want to go to the university. And they will come here, and they will be trained, and they will not graduate and not get a job. There is a ready market for teachers. And so it's not a waste for government to make us transmute from the college education. And why government is thinking along that line is that enrollment is dwindling for NCE. No one wants to take the awards of children for NCE. And so we get remnants of those who could not gain admission to Polytechnic, to universities. They come here. It is from there that they make up their mind, okay, let me just go on with it. Anything we're doing at all is we're doing well. And we don't get as much as, do we get as much as 2,000, 3,000 students per year? No. No, we don't. Before now, it used to be more than that. But people are now aligning more with university education than college of education or a polytechnic. We're not going to change anything. No, nothing is going to change. What is going to change is that it is no longer NCE, it is now a degree. The number of years used is no longer 3 years, it's now going to be 4 years. I give it to them. The House really tried. The Speaker is actually the one who made the last and final reading possible. He wanted that bill passed for 2021. And so he had it. I will invite you back. As soon as the pronouncement is made and we start enrolling students, I want you to come back and see how lively this campus will turn to.
I strongly believe these two universities should be able to admit students for the 2022-2023 admission calendar by the appropriate authorities. I believe so.
With the growing number of prospective undergraduates in the state government remains confident that the creation of the 2 additional degree awarding institutions would bridge this gap. Away from that story, the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Mudashiru Obasa, on Thursday said Nigeria desires a leader with an experience of success in previous assignments. Obasa said this at the Anchor University's first distinguished public lecture of the Faculty of Humanities in Lagos, stressing that leaders can only succeed when they have the requisite capacities to meet the desires of their followers. Noting that Nigerians currently yearn for more from their leaders in the face of daunting challenges, Obasa expressed hope that the country would meet the collective dream of the citizens soon. The Speaker also argued that fixing Nigeria requires good governance and that the country currently has an opportunity to get it right ahead of 2023. On a sad note, the Chief of Staff to the Lagos State Governor, Tayo Ayinde, has described the former Deputy Speaker, Adetoun Adediran, died on the 5th of January as a dedicated member of the All Progressives Congress who will be sorely missed. Mr. Tayo Ayinde said this at the burial of the former lawmaker whose remains was laid to rest in Lagos. The remains of the former Deputy Speaker, Adetoun Adediran, arrived at the Ebony Vault Cemetery, Ikoyi, and was received by family, friends, and party faithful. News of her death broke in the morning, with her pictures flooding the social media. Hours later, another news filtered in that she came back to life. an information that was later denied
Of
by
course.
her ex-husband.
Not really. There was nothing like coming back to life. It was people feeling that probably she was going to wake up. Probably it was an expression of the love they have for her. That was why they were thinking she was going to wake up. They never believed she died. That's all. I think it was just a psychological feeling from them.
Shola, her daughter, could not hold back her tears as the remains of her mother was lowered into the grave. Prayers were offered, sermon was given by the clerics, and the grave covered. The Chief of Staff to the Lagos State Governor, Tayo Ayinde, described the former Deputy Speaker as loyal member of the party and an amiable personality.
It is very, very sad. We could not believe it, but we give thanks to God for her life, and I wish our family members the fortitude to bear this irreparable loss. We are really, really going to miss her.
God, what should I say?
May her soul rest in perfect peace.
May her soul rest in perfect peace. Oh God.
It's not as if I'm strong, but I have accepted the fact that it has happened, and there is nothing anybody can do.
The Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Mudashiru Obasa, has described the demise of the former Deputy Speaker of the House, Adetoun Adediran, as a rude shock to the state. The Speaker said this during the 8-day prayers held for the deceased. A statement released by the Speaker said, and I quote, "The demise of Honorable Adetoun Adediran is shocking to us at the Lagos State House of Assembly. She served as a member of this house and represented Surulere Constituency 1 between 1999 and 2003. As a principal officer of the house, she was passionate and active, making sure her voice was heard among her colleagues who were mostly men. We mourn her demise as it came at a time our experience was still desired for the progress of our state. I pray God strengthens the family she left behind and give them the fortitude to bear this huge loss. Amen." Meanwhile, Minister of State for Health, Olorunimbe Mamura, has described the demise of the former Deputy Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly as a rude shock and a huge loss for the APC. Dr. Mamura said this during a condolence visit to the home of the family of the former lawmaker. The delegation of the 4th Assembly was led by the minister, who is also a former Speaker of Lagos Assembly, Olorunimbe Mamura. The convoy then moved to Surulere home of the first female Deputy Speaker of the State Assembly, Adetoun Adediran, who died on the 5th of January.
Good to see you.
At our residence, the delegation was warmly received by members of the family. And without much ado, condolence messages again poured in as the lawmakers described the deceased as a cheerful and dedicated parliamentarian and party member.
Always enthusiastic, always excited to serve the party. He represented our constituency here in Surulere very well.
Prayers were offered and a gift was presented to the two daughters of the deceased.
Say a very big thank you to everybody here today, every members of the house, because I know most of you are very busy taking your time to come here because of my sister.
I'm grateful to everyone that came here today to honor my mom. May the Almighty God honor them too.
She meant everything to me, and I don't know how I've gone about 1 week without her. Yeah, so I just feel the world feels empty without her. I feel so incomplete.
We will miss her. Highly respected, very amiable, and very, very friendly.
It was like 30 years when we got in, and most of us, or the younger elements, were in their 30s. Very discerning smile, ready to serve, a team player, not a troublemaker. she goes along with almost everybody.
We were in 1999 set 4th Lagos State Assembly together, and she was a deputy speaker, and she was very energetic. She contributed a lot. We didn't have any choice. We had to go and commiserate with the family, condole with the family as it were. Very great loss to all of us, but it is what it is, unfortunately.
Adetoun Adediran served as the Deputy Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly between 1999 and 2003. And until her death, she was the women leader of the All Progressives Congress, Lagos State Chapter. May her soul rest in peace. And that's Lagos Parliament this week. We thank you for watching. Do send us feedback to Lagos Parliament at tvcnews.tv. I am Abimbola Alibi. Goodbye.